As was introduced already, my name is Annika LINDBLOM. I'm the Director for International EU Affairs in the Ministry of the Environment of Finland. But I have also been a long-term expert or resource person for sustainable development issues in Finland. I was the Secretary General for the National Commission for Sustainable Development for 5 years, up until the end of 2020, and now I'm the senior advisor on sustainability issues for the Finnish government as well. And then I'm working also in the European field. I'm the current president of the European Sustainable Development Network, which is a pan-European non-profit organization for sustainable development professionals in Europe. And my topic today is to really look at how we in Finland have engaged different stakeholders, civil society organizations, and the whole of society in the implementation of the 2030 Agenda here in Finland. Take the next slide. So to get an overview of my presentation today, I will first speak a little bit about the governance for sustainable development that we have created here in Finland, especially looking at the role of the Finnish National Commission on Sustainable Development, and then also looking at the tools, the specific tools we have created and invented for involving and engaging the whole of society in the implementation of the 2030 Agenda. So first of all, if we look at the National Commission on Sustainable Development, which has been the backbone for including the civil society for almost 30 years. So basically, the National Commission on Sustainable Development here in Finland was established already in 1993. So it has functioned without interruption until since then, until today. And we have had several government coalitions in between, different prime ministers leading the work from the very beginning. And this has been, I think, one of the key instruments for us to succeed in really long-term engagement on sustainable development. And of course, when the 2030 Agenda was adopted in 2015, it gave us a new kind of a momentum to speed up on our action, and also to create new instruments to speed up the work of the government, but also to engage in the work with the civil society and other stakeholders. So the current Prime Minister of Finland, Mrs. Sanna Marin, here in the middle, she is the chair of the Commission, and we have a membership of 57 members and their deputies, basically covering the whole of society. We call it as a miniature of Finland. You can really find all different kinds of stakeholders in our Commission. We have an interministerial secretariat to prepare the work of the Commission, where we have all ministries, all 11 ministries involved. And the Prime Minister's office is the coordination desk, so basically all the coordination work is being done within the Prime Minister's office. Here is some more information. I already mentioned some of these things. It is important to know that, of course, the Prime Minister is the chair, the Environment Minister and Finance Ministers are the vice chairs of the Commission. And then we have also other members of the government and also of the Parliament. So also the opposition parties can be part of the Commission. We have all ministries at the top level, state secretaries or permanent secretaries, and then a broad range of societal stakeholders, including NGOs, city and regional actors, indigenous peoples, academia, interest organizations and labor unions, business sector, and even the churches are involved in this work. And the Commission promotes cooperation in order to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and strives to integrate the strategic objectives of sustainable development into national policies, administration and practices. So this is really an institutionalized way of engaging the whole of society in the work for implementing the 2030 Agenda, and provides the platform for interaction between the government and the civil society. And the main job for the Commission at the moment is to outline a 2030 Agenda roadmap for whole of society. So it's not only for the government, but to everybody that wants to work for sustainable development on how to achieve all the 17 SDGs by 2030. Maybe to understand a bit better, is this working? Yes. So the Commission is of course the backbone, but then we have some very important tools with which we have been able to actually encourage and inspire also some of those actors to work with us that have normally been a bit more hesitant to work with the government. For instance, the companies and many schools or even smaller entities like hospitals or kindergartens have found these new tools interesting, being an interesting way and very meaningful way to engage themselves in the same effort. I mean, to work with the government to achieve the 2030 Agenda. But to understand the big picture, of course, we have the government policies and measures. We have government's implementation plan that is submitted to the Parliament. We have aligned SDGs according to the government priorities. We have policy principles and follow-up mechanism that goes actually beyond government terms. We have indicators, for instance, for sustainable development. And we have guidelines to all ministries how to integrate SDGs into budgets, planning and reporting on a yearly basis. But then we have the more societal approach. And the main component of that has been the society's commitment to sustainable development, which was adopted in 2014 and updated in 2016 after the adoption of the 2030 Agenda. And it has been negotiated by a multi-stakeholder national commission that I just explained about. And it provides a longer-term sustainable development policy framework, not only for the public administration, for the civil servants, but also to civil society and other stakeholders up until 2050. So it's really a long term, it's beyond the 2030 Agenda. And what is important that it provides an implementation tool for anyone in Finland to participate in the implementation of the 2030 Agenda with concrete action. So it's not only a strategic piece of paper, but it is also provides an implementation tool to concretize the action. And here at the very bottom, you can see this longer term SDG roadmap up until 2030 that is at the moment under construction, so to say, which will probably replace the society's commitment, the strategic part of the society's commitment. And it will include transformative pathways to reach the 2030 Agenda together, so the government and the civil society together. And it will be adopted by the National Commission in December this year. This is just a snapshot on this Commitment 2050 online service page. I mean, this is an online service, a transparent online service where anybody can go into and engage in the implementation effort by committing, by giving a concrete commitment on how I am or how my company or how my organization is going to implement the 2030 agenda, and provide the objectives, provide the measures, and provide the indicators how to follow up that commitment. And this was really to was established, this tool to concretize strategic work and provide a platform for different organizations and individuals to do and to engage in a meaningful way in the implementation efforts. I already mentioned it's very bottom up, so we are not sort of surveying from the government side what is being done, but it is very much on the organizations themselves. They know better, they know best what is meaningful for them. But of course, those actions need to be anchored in some of the 17 SDGs. And anyone can go to the web page to check these commitments. There are 4 ways to join the commitment 2050. We have regular operational commitments that I just mentioned, but then we have kind of thematic commitments. We have nutritional commitments, we have green deals, and we have sustainable lifestyles commitments. And up until now, we have almost 100,000 sustainable lifestyle tests that have been done, and almost 3,000 public commitments, ranging from individual small commitments to big industrial commitments that really have a massive impact on Finns and Finland. Another tools or mechanisms that we have created to engage the stakeholders are the 2030 Agenda Youth Group and the Expert Panel for Sustainable Development. And both groups support and take part in the work of the Commission, but also have projects on their own. And here you can see on the right-hand side some of the members of the scientific expert panel, multidisciplinary group of people, really spurring, challenging the work of the Commission and also the government, because the Prime Minister is leading the Commission work. And on the left-hand side, you can see the current group of the youth 2030 Agenda Youth ambassadors, as we call them as well. And for instance, this youth group has been active in the current climate law process that we have ongoing in Finland, and the expert panel has been advising the government and the Commission on transformational pathways to sustainability, to really be one of the advisory groups for the SDG roadmap that we are preparing at the very moment. And my last tool I want to present to you is the latest that we have invented is the Citizens Panel for Sustainable Development. It was founded in 2018, and it is a way to include citizens in the follow-up and review of national implementation of sustainable development in Finland. And how do we do that? We have opened a call 3 times now already, or 4 times even, for approximately 500 Finns to participate on an online questionnaire on current state and recent development of sustainable development Finland. So they have been able to provide their own assessment on the progress and on the state of sustainable development, but on the basis of the official indicator data and expert analysis that we are also providing to them. And the results of this citizens panel are shared with the government and the parliament and used in various ways to visualize on how the ordinary citizens view sustainable development in Finland. And this is how it looks like, the end result. Basically, those buzzwords in black are those indicators that have been assessed, or targets with indicators that have been assessed. And then we have this table where we can, for instance, see that there are a lot of things in this square where people think that, okay, the current state of affairs in Finland is good, but we need to still strengthen that. And that is here in the upper right-hand corner. But also you can see that there are quite many things also in this left bottom corner where the citizens have assessed that, okay, the current state is not good, and the recent development is also not good. So there is really things that we need to tackle. And there are also then some other elements also in it. So this gives some feedback also from the ordinary citizens on how they see the state and progress of sustainable development in Finland. So I will stop here. I thank you for your attention, and happy to answer any questions.